In a vast galaxy filled with many strange and powerful races, there lived a proud alien species known as the Zephyrians. They were tall, green-skinned beings with long limbs and sharp features. Their ships were sleek and shining, equipped with advanced technology that made them feel invincible. They ruled over many worlds and believed they were the best in the universe. One day, the Zephyrians decided to visit Earth, the home of humans. They thought it would be an easy task to teach the primitive humans a lesson. The Zephyrians gathered in their grand ship, ready to mock the humans and show their power. Meanwhile, on Earth, humans were busy preparing for this important meeting. They were excited but nervous. The leaders of Earth gathered in a large room filled with maps and screens showing images of the alien fleet. They knew that the Zephyrians were powerful, but they also believed that humans had strengths of their own. When the two sides finally met, the atmosphere was tense. The Zephyrians entered the meeting room, looking down at the humans. Their leader, a tall Zephyrian named Zelthar, stepped forward with a smirk on his face. "Welcome, humans," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "We have come to discuss your future. Surely you must be frightened by our superior ships." The humans exchanged uneasy glances. They had seen the Zephyrian ships on their screens, gleaming and enormous. But they were determined to hold their ground. A human leader named General Mark stood up, his chest puffed out with confidence. "We are not afraid," he replied firmly. "We may not have ships like yours, but we have spirit and courage." Zelthar laughed loudly, causing the other Zephyrians to join in. "Spirit and courage? How quaint! Your ships look like they belong in a junkyard. We could destroy you without breaking a sweat!" He waved his hand dismissively. As Zelthar continued to mock the humans, he pointed at a picture of a human ship displayed on the screen. "What is that? A flying toaster? It has no chance against our mighty fleet." The Zephyrians erupted in laughter, their voices echoing in the room. But the humans were not deterred. They knew their ships were old, but they also had something the Zephyrians did not: determination. Under the table, General Mark clenched his fists, feeling the heat of anger rise within him. He wanted to show the aliens that humans were not as weak as they thought. Seeing the humans' expressions, Zelthar's laughter only grew louder. "You may try to be brave, but the truth is, you are nothing compared to us. We could wipe your planet off the map with a single order." He leaned closer, his sharp eyes narrowing. "You should just surrender now and save yourselves the pain." The humans were silent. They felt the weight of the Zephyrian arrogance pressing down on them. Yet they refused to show fear. They had been underestimated before, and it would not happen again. General Mark turned to his team and whispered, "We will show them our true strength. They will regret mocking us." As the meeting continued, the humans listened carefully to the Zephyrian plans. They knew that knowledge was power, and they were determined to learn everything they could. Zelthar continued to boast, but the humans paid attention, taking notes and gathering information. At the end of the meeting, Zelthar stood with a smug smile. "Enjoy your time while you can, humans. Soon, you will be nothing but a memory." With that, the Zephyrians turned and left, their laughter still echoing in the halls. As the door closed, the humans exchanged worried looks. They knew the Zephyrians were strong, but they also knew they had something powerful inside them. General Mark spoke up, his voice steady. "Let them laugh. We will show them what humans can do. We will prepare, and they will see that we are not to be underestimated." And so the first chapter of this conflict began, with the humans filled with a fiery determination to prove their worth in the face of ridicule. They were ready to rise up, and the Zephyrians would soon learn that their mocking would lead to their downfall. After the meeting with the Zephyrians, a heavy silence fell over the room where the human leaders gathered. The laughter of the aliens echoed in their minds, and the humans felt a mix of anger and determination. They knew they had to prepare for what was coming. General Mark stood at the front of the room, his eyes scanning the faces of his fellow leaders. "We cannot let them underestimate us any longer. We need to strengthen our ships and our defenses," he said, his voice filled with urgency. The leaders nodded in agreement. They had been mocked, but now was the time to take action. They began to discuss their plans, each leader contributing ideas on how to improve their fleets. In the days that followed, humans worked tirelessly. Engineers, scientists, and soldiers came together to upgrade their ships. They had only a few weeks before the Zephyrians would return, and time was short. The engineers focused on the older ships first. They reinforced the hulls with stronger metal and added new technology to their systems. The humans had some advanced weapons hidden away, and now was the time to bring them out. They installed energy cannons and missile systems, making the ships more powerful than ever before. Meanwhile, scientists worked on a special project. They developed a new energy shield that could protect the ships from alien attacks. This shield would absorb enemy fire and redirect it back at them. The scientists were excited about this breakthrough and believed it would turn the tide in battle. As the upgrades continued, General Mark gathered his team to discuss strategies. "We need to understand how the Zephyrians think. We have to find their weak spots," he said. They studied the footage from the alien ships, analyzing their movements and tactics. One young officer, Lieutenant Sarah, spoke up. "What if we use their arrogance against them? They think we are weak so we can set traps and ambushes. They will never see it coming." Her idea sparked interest among the group. "Good thinking, Sarah," General Mark replied, nodding. "We can create distractions to draw them in and then strike when they are most vulnerable." The humans developed a plan that combined strength and strategy. They would use their upgraded ships to lure the Zephyrians into a trap. The goal was to hit them hard and fast, proving that humans were not to be taken lightly. As the days passed, a sense of unity grew among the humans. They worked together, sharing skills and knowledge. The atmosphere was electric with excitement and determination. The laughter of the Zephyrians still rang in their ears, but now it only fueled their desire to succeed. Finally, the day came when the humans felt ready. The fleet of upgraded ships stood tall, shining under the sun. General Mark looked out at the ships, pride swelling in his chest. "Today we show them what we can do. We will not back down. We will fight for our home." As they prepared to launch, a human spy who had infiltrated the Zephyrian ranks returned with vital information. The spy rushed into the command room, breathless. "General, I have news! The Zephyrians are planning their next attack. They believe we are weak and are sending their largest fleet." The room went silent. This was the moment they had been waiting for. General Mark's eyes narrowed with determination. "This is our chance. We will not only defend our planet, but strike back and show them they were wrong to mock us." With their plan set in motion, the humans took their positions. The Zephyrian fleet was heading straight for them, believing they would easily defeat the humans. Little did they know, the tables had turned. As the humans awaited the enemy, the tension in the air was thick. They were ready to fight, ready to prove their strength. They would not let the Zephyrians win. The humans knew this battle would be their chance to show the galaxy that they were far more than just primitive beings. And so the stage was set for a showdown. The humans felt a mix of fear and excitement, but one thing was clear: they would not go down without a fight. The day had finally arrived. The humans stood ready in their upgraded ships, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. General Mark watched as his fleet gathered in formation, each ship shining brightly in the sunlight. He felt a wave of pride as he looked at the brave men and women who had worked so hard to prepare for this moment. "Today, we show the Zephyrians that we are not to be underestimated," General Mark announced over the communication system. His voice was strong and steady. "They think we are weak, but we will prove them wrong. Follow my orders and we will win." The humans had set a trap near a cluster of asteroids, a place where the Zephyrians would not expect an attack. They believed the humans were hiding and would be easy to defeat. Little did they know, the humans were ready and waiting. As the Zephyrian fleet approached, General Mark's heart raced. He could see the alien ships in the distance, their sleek designs cutting through space. Zelthar, the Zephyrian leader, had no idea that the humans had been preparing for this moment. "Everyone stay sharp," Mark warned. "We have one chance to strike before they realize what's happening." The Zephyrians entered the asteroid field, confident and laughing. "Look at their ships." "They think they can hide," Zelthar sneered to his crew. "They are about to learn a lesson." Just as the Zephyrians advanced, General Mark gave the order. "Now, engage!" Days passed and tension filled the air. The humans were on high alert, waiting for the Zephyrians to make their move. Then one day a scout ship reported back with alarming news. "General! A large Zephyrian fleet is approaching fast. They are coming to retaliate." The room fell silent. Mark's heart raced. "All right, everyone. This is it. We stand together. We will not back down!" The humans took their positions in the ships, ready to defend their home. The Zephyrian ships arrived, darkening the sky with their numbers. General Zelthar, determined to reclaim his honor, led the charge. He was furious after losing the first battle, and he was not going to let it happen again. "Attack! Show them no mercy!" Zelthar shouted, his voice echoing through the Zephyrian ships. The alien fleet surged forward, weapons primed and ready. As the first blasts of energy fired from the Zephyrian ships, the humans activated their defenses. Energy barriers shimmered to life, absorbing the incoming fire. General Mark shouted, "Return fire!" Aim for their lead ships. The humans fought back fiercely. Bright beams of energy lit up the dark space as they fired at the approaching Zephyrians. The two fleets clashed, creating a chaotic battlefield. Explosions echoed through the void as ships danced around each other, trying to gain the upper hand. "Stay close to your wingmen!" Mark ordered, his voice steady. "We need to support each other." Sarah and her crew found themselves in the thick of the battle. "General, we've got incoming," she shouted as Zephyrian ships closed in on them. "We need to break through their lines." "Follow my lead," Sarah commanded. She executed a risky maneuver, diving between two enemy ships. The crew held their breath, praying it would work. As they passed through, they fired their weapons, catching the Zephyrians off guard. One ship exploded in a brilliant flash, and the humans cheered. "We did it! We're making progress!" Sarah yelled, feeling a rush of adrenaline. But the battle was still fierce. The Zephyrians regrouped and launched a counteroffensive. Mark noticed that they were beginning to surround the human fleet. "We need to break free," he shouted. "Fall back to the asteroid field. We can use the rocks for cover." With precise coordination, the humans retreated toward the asteroids. The rocky terrain would give them the advantage they needed. They weaved between the asteroids, dodging enemy fire as they moved into position. Once in the cover of the asteroids, the humans regrouped. Mark looked at his team, his heart filled with determination. "This is our chance! We know the terrain. We can outsmart them." With renewed hope, the humans launched a surprise attack from their hidden positions. They picked off Zephyrian ships one by one, striking hard and fast. The Zephyrians, caught off guard, began to panic. Zelthar realized too late that his fleet was losing control. "Regroup! We must pull back!" he ordered, but it was too late. The humans pressed on, determined to finish the fight. The clash of wills continued, but the humans had turned the tide once again. They fought with courage and clever tactics, proving that they were not the weak beings the Zephyrians had thought them to be. With every ship that fell, the humans gained confidence. In the end, the humans emerged victorious once more, driving the remaining Zephyrian ships away. As the dust settled, they cheered for their hard-won victory. They had faced a powerful counterattack and had triumphed. General Mark looked around at his crew, filled with pride. "We did it together! We showed them that we are strong and united. Now we must prepare for whatever comes next." The humans knew that their journey was far from over. The Zephyrians would return, but now they stood ready. They had fought bravely, and they would continue to defend their home. The fight for humanity's honor had only just begun. The humans had won 2 battles against the Zephyrians, but they knew the war was not over. General Mark felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He understood that the Zephyrians would return with a greater force, and this time they would not underestimate humanity. As the humans prepared for the final showdown, they gathered in the command room. The atmosphere was tense, but filled with determination. "We have a chance to end this once and for all," Mark announced, looking around at the faces of his brave crew. "The Zephyrians are planning to strike again. We must be ready." Lieutenant Sarah raised her hand. "General, what if they come with even more ships? They might try to overwhelm us." Mark nodded, knowing she was right. "We'll use the same tactics as before. We'll draw them into the asteroid field and take advantage of our knowledge of the terrain. We know how to fight in this space, and we will use it to our advantage." As the humans set their plan into motion, they worked together to prepare their ships for the ultimate battle. They upgraded their shields, loaded their weapons, and fine-tuned their strategies. Each crew member understood the importance of this fight. This time they were fighting for their future. Days passed, and finally, a scout reported back. "General! A massive Zephyrian fleet is on the move. They are coming for us!" The humans took their positions, ready for what was to come. The Zephyrian ships arrived, larger and more menacing than ever before. General Zelthar led the charge, his eyes burning with rage. "Today we will crush the humans once and for all," he shouted, rallying his troops. As the battle began, the skies lit up with energy blasts. The humans held their ground, firing back at the advancing Zephyrian ships. Mark shouted commands, directing his fleet through the chaos. "Stay focused! Remember your training! We can win this!" The Zephyrians pushed forward, determined to break through the human defenses. "Fire at will! We must show them our strength!" Zelthar ordered. The sound of explosions filled the air, and the two fleets clashed fiercely. The humans fought bravely, using their knowledge of the asteroid field to their advantage. They dodged incoming fire and struck back with precision. Sarah led her crew, working together to target the Zephyrian ship's weak spots. "Aim for their engines! We can't let them regroup," she commanded. As the battle raged on, the humans began to gain the upper hand. They took out several Zephyrian ships, and cheers erupted among the crew. "We're doing it! We can win!" one pilot exclaimed, feeling a rush of hope. But Zelthar was not ready to give up. He called for a tactical retreat to regroup and rethink his strategy. "We will not lose to these inferior beings," he shouted, his voice filled with fury. He rallied his fleet, preparing for one last push. As the humans continued their assault, they noticed the Zephyrians regrouping. Mark knew they had to act quickly. "Now is our chance! We must press the attack before they can organize." The humans charged forward, striking hard. The battle became more intense as the two sides fought with everything they had. The stakes were higher than ever. Ships exploded and debris floated in the void of space. In the midst of the chaos, Sarah spotted a weak point in the Zephyrian formation. "General, if we can break through there, we can take out Zelthar's ship," she shouted. Mark nodded, his heart racing. "Let's do it! Follow me!" They weaved through the battlefield, dodging blasts and flying debris. The crew worked as a team, their focus unwavering. As they approached the Zephyrian command ship, Zelthar noticed their attack. "They are coming for me! Prepare to defend!" he roared. But the humans were ready. They fired everything they had, hitting the command ship with powerful energy blasts. With one final push, the human ship struck the Zephyrian command ship, and it erupted into flames. The Zephyrians were thrown into chaos. Their morale shattered, and they began to retreat. The humans cheered as they saw the Zephyrian ships turning away. They had done it. They had won the final showdown. General Mark felt a wave of relief wash over him. "We did it! We defended our home and proved ourselves." The humans had fought bravely, and together they had overcome the odds. They knew this victory was only the beginning, but they had shown the galaxy that humanity was not to be underestimated. As the dust settled, they celebrated their hard-won victory, knowing that they had forged a new path for humanity in the stars.